This is Big Island Video News for Monday, April 1st, 2013. I'm Stephanie Salazar.
All right, next year.
The 50th anniversary of the Merry Monarch Festival kicked off in Hilo on Easter Sunday. Crowds packed the Afukshinin Civic Auditorium for the traditional Ho'olaulea, which begins the week-long hula celebration held in honor of King David Kalakaua, who championed Hawaiian arts, music, and dance. Performing halau included Halau Napua Ulu Haimalama, under the direction of Emery Asseret. The kumu himself even took to the floor of the Civic. Also, the keiki of the celebrated Halau o Kekuhi, under the direction of Kumuhula Kekuhi Keali'i Kanakaole o Haililani. The halau usually hits the stage on Ho'ike night, but this year they were a Ho'olaulea highlight, performing kahiko and awana. Also on the bill, Lori Lay's Hula Studio and Waio Hinu Hula Studio, led by Lori Lay Shirakawa. The event was free and open to the public, many of whom have traveled from far and wide to be present for the popular Hilo Festival. On Sunday evening, the old Hilo Armory was dusted off and transformed into a ballroom fit for a king. The royal court participated in the Merry Monarch Festival's coronation pageant, a recreation of the festival's original crowning event held in 1964, and all the ali'i were represented. Playing the part of King Kalakaua and Queen Kapiolani, Tom Chong Poi and Bernadine Alohalani Kealoha. There was song and dance, culminating in this mass hula performed by all participating halau. The pageant ended in a ballroom dance. The United States deployed F-22 stealth fighter jets to South Korea on Sunday, part of the joint military Foal Eagle exercise between the two allied countries. This as North Korea's war rhetoric, as characterized by U.S. officials, continues to grow. North Korea declared the armistice with South Korea invalid on March 11th, and state-run Korean Central News Agency has reported the North is in a state of war with its neighboring country. North Korean state reports show leader Kim Jong-un apparently approving a plan to prepare standby rockets to hit U.S. targets in the Pacific, including in Hawaii, Guam, and South Korea. But U.S. officials and analysts have considered the show to be merely disruptive banter.
North Korea's bellicose rhetoric and the threats that they engage in follow a pattern designed to raise tensions and intimidate others. And as we say consistently, the DPRK will achieve nothing by these threats or provocations, which will only further isolate North Korea and undermine international efforts to ensure peace and stability in Northeast Asia.
Both the Pentagon and the South Korean government say it's nothing new.
We will unequivocally defend, and we are unequivocally committed to that alliance with South Korea, as well as our other allies in that region of the world. And we will be prepared, we have to be prepared, to deal with any eventuality there.
The United States Military Command in South Korea says Foal Eagle is intended to demonstrate the country's commitment to stability and security in the Asia-Pacific region. Kayak rentals are returning to Kealakekua Bay starting today. Hawaii News Now is reporting that the Department of Land and Natural Resources has lifted the moratorium on the kayak rentals and approved permits for two commercial tour companies, Aloha Kayaks and Kona Boys, at the State Historical Park in South Kona. The companies are authorized to launch permitted commercial kayaks from Napo'opo'o Landing in order to guide tour groups across Kealakekua Bay to Ka'avaloa Flats. We spoke to Aloha Kayaks company owner Eva Kalua in February about the moratorium, which was a big chunk of his business.
Next to the volcano, to me, it is the second largest attraction to this island. And, you know, businesses like ours rely on this area to survive. We're the ones that basically do it right and follow the rules and abide by whatever the state tells us to do, as opposed to some of these other guys out there who don't.
Kalua's company will now be able to return to Kealakekua. Hawaii News Now reports conditions for these operations include limitations on the number of landings and the number of customers per trip. The duration of the landings will also be limited.